looking for a second date update today because she went out with a guy named James and he's not calling her back. Hey, Maureen.
Hey.
What's the story with James? Did you meet him in a bar? Online?
Yeah, online. I met him on Match, actually, and he was great. You know, it's kind of, you take a gander when you go on these online dating sites, and he was awesome. So we decided to go out, and he took me bowling, which was so fun. And I used to go all the time when I was in high school.
That was our big, we didn't have much. I grew up in a very small town and we didn't have a whole heck of a lot of options of things to do on Friday and Saturday nights. You pretty much either went to Monocle's or Pizza Hut. And then you went either to a movie. We had 2 theaters and had 2 different movies would show. And the movies we would get usually had been out for a bit because the movies were only like $1. And that was we had 2 bowling alleys. So that was pretty much our only option. And then, except unless we would go down an old dirt road and go parking, which is usually what we did after bowling.
But that's how a lot of Jen's friends got pregnant. So
that's why a lot of my friends got married at 19.
Yeah, that's
so, hey.
You know, we have a bowling alley right around the corner from here, and we never go. We should go. I love bowling.
You know,
we
should. Yeah, it's like literally you can almost see
just
it
down
from
the
here.
street. Yeah.
Tim and I talked about challenging Freddie and Natalie to a bet, so maybe the 4 of us could get in on that.
And go bowling.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went bowling, and how was that?
It was great. I mean, like I said, I used to go in high school, and we also went to Pizza Hut first, and then would go to the local bowling alley. It was duck pin bowling, so it was like the smaller balls.
Oh,
anyway,
that's cool. I like that.
I don't know. Like on a first date, I can get kind of nervous, so it was good for me to have an activity to kind of like have something physical to do to kind of take my mind off of like what to talk about, etc. I just kind of I struggle in like a typical date restaurant scenario. Anyway, we went there and he seemed to be having a really good time. Like he even made me laugh, which to be honest is like number one, the most important thing, to be able to have a good time and laugh and just talk throughout the night. So we're there for a while, and then we did sit at the bar and we had a couple drinks and talked some more, and then we each got into our cars because we drove separately, and he gave me a hug and said he had a lot of fun and that he'd call me. But I haven't heard from him. And I'm just so disappointed. I really thought we would see each other again, and I thought we had a great time, and that there was serious vibing going on. So I'm really confused.
He said he would call you.
Uh-huh.
That sounds like a great date.
It was really fun. I mean, it was one of the most fun dates I've had in a while, and when you finally decide to get off of the app and go out with somebody, typically it's just like a drink at a bar or maybe a coffee or maybe dinner. But like to have a fun activity, this was like right off the bat, this was a really good sign. Yeah. So I'm just kind of curious what happened.
Okay. Which bowling alley?
It was Madison Bowl.
Oh, that's right here.
Yeah.
We got to go.
Yeah, we should.
I think they serve lunch there too. So we could go right after the show.
Don't most bowling alleys have food? I mean, they have to have at least, something to snack on for sure.
Yeah.
That one in Coleraine, they do private functions too.
They do. You can rent out the lanes and stuff.
Well, why don't we take a break here, Maureen? We'll come back. We'll call James, see what we can get out of him, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it sounds like he had a good time too, unless he met someone else. But we'll get to the bottom of it as Second Date Update continues. This is what we do here at Cincinnati's Q102.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Summer's here. You don't want to be running that AC nonstop. Keep that cold air inside with new energy-efficient windows from Universal Windows Direct. Hi, it's Tim. Call for a free estimate. 513-755-1800.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
So Maureen met James on Match. They went bowling, which is a great first date. I don't know why more people don't do that. That's so much fun. We do that a lot. When I go back to Boston to hang out with my family, that's something we used to do as kids.
That's what you do?
Yeah, and my sisters kind of passed that on to her girls.
Uh-huh.
And now they all but one have kids, and that's what they do for fun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, those bowling alleys are packed. They're
Yeah.
always busy.
Hey, it is a lot of fun, and it's a sport that anybody can play. Really,
It's not that expensive.
It's not that expensive.
You can have a drink at it if you want.
Injury risk is relatively low. Relatively, it's
Until
still
the next day.
possible.
You can still pull something.
Yes, or
Yeah.
drop the ball on a toe, and that's smarts.
Yeah.
The next day when you're like, why is my arm killing me? What happened?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's got a great sense of humor. They had a really fun time, and they drove separately, so there was no walking her to her door or anything like that. But he did say he would call her, and it seemed like he was having a great time. So unless there's anything that you left out that you forgot.
No, I mean, I don't think so.
All right, let's call him up.
This is James.
Hi, James. It's Jeff, Jen, Fritch, and Tim at Q102. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Can we have a few minutes? You busy?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if I'd hear from you, to be honest. So,
Really?
Not surprised.
And why do you say that?
Yeah.
Have we become
Well-
this in the dating scene in Cincinnati? Are people pausing after a date and thinking, I really don't want to see this person again. If they reach out to me, I'm not going to call them back. But if I don't call them back, am I going to end up getting a call from Jeff and Jen? Is that becoming part of the mindset of a dater in the Cincinnati area?
Well, I mean, I was only like vaguely aware of this whole thing, but she threatened to call you if I didn't call her within 5 days.
Oh, so she went on the record. She
Okay.
brought it up.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Because I've heard people say, I'm not calling her back. I'll probably end up on second date update, but I don't care.
Well, I mean, I wasn't sure if she was kidding, so yeah, I thought I'd just wait until day 6 to call her, and here we are.
So does that mean you're willing to go out there? You were just testing her resolve?
Well, when she said that, you know, it made me think, if I'm in a relationship with her, is she going to go running to whoever will listen anytime I do something she doesn't like, you know?
Oh, in other words, you think that like if she calls second date update, that means that she'll blab about whatever's going on in your relationship, like personal stuff?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is like the most public of all public forums. What is there going to be, like an Instagram post next, a Facebook post? You know what I mean? Like, I'm super private. I don't like anyone knowing my business at all. So all of this is just a huge turnoff for me. Like, she wouldn't have called you. I totally would have gone out with her again. But now, no. No longer interested.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I not know if I'm liking his vibe either, though, on this.
Not liking what?
His vibe, like, I feel like it's a
Do
setup.
you think he's overthinking that he, first of all, was setting her up and
Yeah.
now he's like maybe overthinking it or overreacting to
I
it?
think so.
I don't know, Jeff. I mean, I would consider you to be a pretty private dude. You never talked much. You didn't kiss and tell. You didn't talk a lot about the people that you were dating, especially in the beginning.
No, I was trying to build trust.
Right. So how would you feel if you had gone out on a date with somebody and first of all, they kind of, I don't know if it's a threat necessarily, it would be considered a threat, but they said to you, hey, you know, if you don't call me back, I'm giving you 5 days to call me back. And if you don't, I'm calling Jeff and Jen on the radio.
Yeah.
And then what would happen if you actually got the call? Would you be like, oh my God, this woman, I mean, we've gone out on one date and she's already blabbing all of our personal business to the hundreds of thousands of people that are listening to the radio.
Yeah. In the case of second date update, I mean, it's really Maureen who's putting herself on the line. But generally speaking, when it comes to privacy, I don't understand people's need to broadcast every little thing going on in their life publicly. I don't get that. Are they just starved for attention? Do they need validation from other people? I don't know. But I do understand James's desire to want to keep certain aspects of his life his own. Not everyone has earned the right or the trust he requires to share those things with you. That said, this was an interesting setup you arranged here, James.
It's the truth, though,
And
right?
yet-
it
and
feels very
yet-
set up.
Are you okay? So it goes beyond I want to make sure I'm just understanding all of this right. It goes beyond just this one incident. You're afraid if you end up dating her that everything about your relationship, she's going to go to maybe social media or she's just going to go to her friends and everybody's going to know all of your business. Is that your concern?
Basically, but also this is crazy. We went on one date, you know what I mean? And to even mention that on the date that she would threaten to call you is so insidious to me.
Well, James, we appreciate you taking the call and even going this far with us. And with your permission, we'd like to bring Maureen into the conversation because since she made the call, we have her on the line.
I mean, I was absolutely joking. We were talking about how long it takes people to get back to one another and ghosting and being online and actually meeting in person. And you totally set me up. I mean, I did text you 3 days later and was like, I just had such a nice time, and you never texted me back. And if you had just returned a text to say, so nice meeting you, or had a good time, you purposely ignored me. Mm-hmm. It's not cool. That's not cool at all.
I mean, if you hadn't threatened me, then we wouldn't be here, so that wasn't very cool either.
I didn't threaten you.
Did you see that as just playful banter, Maureen?
Yeah. I mean, but clearly this guy has no sense of humor. So for all of my thinking that he was so spontaneous and fun with bowling and laughing at himself for making a gutter ball and slipping on the I mean, that's okay. I'm done.
Wow.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I feel like he's...
If I just met someone and they called second date update, I think I would be kind of flattered.
They like me so much that they're willing to go to these lengths too.
Or maybe more realistically, their ego is a little bruised and they're like, please, do you understand what league I'm in and what league you're in? I got to know. What's wrong with you? Let's explore that a little bit.
Let's take a peek.
Okay, fine. We'll go there. But if you and I become a thing, that's a bond.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about our relationship publicly anymore.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have each other's backs now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do I know?
I get both sides.
Well, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. There's no chance of a second date here at all. Well, I guess Maureen's kind of turned off now. It doesn't sound like she wants to go on a second date regardless.
Yeah. Darn it.
No.
Okay. That's a double no. Well, thank you both for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, best of luck to you. We'll see you at the bowling alley.
Yeah. Maybe we'll run into you.
Absolutely.
We'll let you know when we're going. You can meet us.
Yeah, we'll get a slice.
That'd be
Get
great.
a few gutter balls.
That'd be awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right, take it easy.
Thanks. And if you need a little help with the second date update, just send us an email, Jeff and Jenn at WKRQ.com.
Thanks for